Hey everybody, this is Natalie from Power Moon Tarot. Welcome to your reading. Today's reading is called Will We Be Together Someday? And this was a subscriber request. A couple people have asked for this reading, and in different language, but nonetheless the same kind of vein, I would say. So people wondering, will we be together again someday, or will we be together someday? Will we be together someday? All right. So if you came to this reading for a particular person in mind, please focus on them, focus on their energy, focus on yourself, and, you know, come to the reading with an intention in mind. And I think that will help you get an accurate answer and help you pick an accurate pile. We'll also have an extended reading. For those of you that want to go deeper into the energy with me, you can follow me to my Vimeo channel, and we'll see where Spirit wants to take the reading after this reading here. And let's see, what else was I going to tell you guys? So personal private readings are open, and details for how to request are in my description box below. Also, if you haven't checked out my new channel, Light of Ascension Tarot, there's a link to my new channel in the description box below. And also, if you want to follow me on Instagram or TikTok, details for how to do so are on my description box below as well. So we are going to go ahead and get into the energy. It's Thursday morning, day of Thor. It's Jupiter's day. I just had a really great walk with my dog this morning. I'm ready to channel the energy for everybody here. Let's put some Florida water just to kind of, I always spray some on the back of my neck too. It's so refreshing. and I love the smell of it too. It's so great. So let's go ahead and get into the energy of your reading. And for today's pile, we have, for pile number 1, we have the lime green tea light. If you're interested in the lime green tea light, you'll choose pile number 1. If you're interested in the purple tea light, you'll choose pile number 2. And if you're interested in the third pile, you'll choose the yellow tea light or pile number 3, okay? And there'll be timestamps in my description box below to go directly to your pile. And if you do have more than one person in mind, you're more than welcome to watch more than one pile. And also, you know, feel free to watch all the piles if you feel like it. There may be messages in there for you. And feel free to watch for, you know, we may be talking a lot about, you know, romantic situations here, but you could also watch a pile thinking about a family member or a friend, etc. too, okay? So we're going to cover a lot of ground, and we will be having an extended reading as well. So let's go ahead and get into the energy. Pile number 1, welcome to your reading. You chose the lime green tea light, and today's reading is called Will We Be Together Someday? And this is a subscriber request reading. And let's go ahead. We're going to go ahead and get into the energy. If you want to join me for the extended reading, I will be having an extended reading on my Vimeo channel. Link will be in the description box below. And just make sure you choose the right pile for the pile that you chose. So you'll find the link, you'll go to this video, and you'll find pile number 1 if you want to catch me on the extended reading, okay? So let's go ahead and get into the energy. Spirits, angels, and guides, please hold a space for me today and a space for my pile number 1s to get the most accurate, updated, and true information that we can get for my beautiful pile number 1s today, asking the question, will they be together someday with this person, okay? I'm getting the J names like Jeff or Jeffrey, okay? Or J names, could be first name, middle name, last name. Let's see what else Spirit will give me. Spirit's showing me clouds too, or like puffy, billowy kind of clouds. Sometimes you can look up at the clouds and it's like, if you want an answer, clouds can be used for like divination too. You can look up, I don't know if you guys did that when you were little, you looked up at the clouds and you could see them like changing shape and moving, and it's always makes you feel like, I feel it really connects you, makes you feel like you're part of a greater experience, you know? It's kind of like the star card in a way, all right? So let's go ahead and get into it for my beautiful pile number 1s that are here today. We have the Death card, okay? We have the King of Wands. We have the 3 of Wands. We have the 5 of Wands. We have the 7 of Pentacles, and we have the Strength card. Okay, so, I mean, if for some of you, if you're dealing with a fiery masculine, he or she doesn't have to be a fire sign, but somebody that's very fiery or isn't afraid to, you know, look at the more difficult or challenging things, or maybe this is you, pile number one. I mean, this is to even come to a reading like this, right? And of course, like, I only can read the energy as it is, like right now, based on the potentials today. Will you be together someday in the future? And I think some of you are thinking about the possibility of the fact that you may not be together in the future with this person someday. And what does that feel like? Because, you know, the King of Wands, it takes a lot of bravery and courage. This could be you as well, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, the King of Wands representing Sagittarius in the zodiac. But you don't have to be a Sagittarius or have Sagittarius. We could have Sagittarius and Scorpio here with the Death card. But this could maybe be talking about, you know, the courage to look something head on, because the King of Wands is facing, you know, the Death card here. And it's saying, you know, come what may, I'm going to face it. I'm going to face the truth. I'm going to face what's here, what's been happening in this situation, and, you know, what's not been working for me. And why, you know, why this situation has radically shifted, changed, or been challenged. All right. And I'm drawn to the lizard in the background here, or the salamander. Actually, it would be the salamander and the lions, but I'm drawn to the salamander in here, like it's eating its own tail, like the Ouroboros. You know how it just continually kind of eats its own tail. And you may have been in a tough cycle with this person. I feel, pile number one, you could have been in a real tough cycle with them. You know, the Death card in the tarot is card number 13. So, you know, whether it's the last 2 weeks or whether it's been like in the last 12 months, you know, you could have been in a tough cycle with this person. And I think you're facing the reality that, you know, you may not be together with this person someday, you know. But I think when you look out at what's possible and, you know, what your options are, you may feel like, you know, like, at least I know with this person, I know the way that they are, even if at times I'm very frustrated with them or upset with them, or I feel very challenged in this situation, at least I know it's familiar to me. I know what it is. And I think, you know, to turn your back on this situation and to say, you know, we're not like, I may face the possibility that we won't be together again, but that makes me feel very conflicted. And it makes me feel like, well, why can't we be, you know, why can't we make this work? What would it take to make this work? Right. And I also think, you know, maybe when faced with the possibility of turning your back on this situation and looking forward into the future, it feels like you're A, not getting what you want, or B, what's out there isn't really going to be any better, right? And, you know, what's called for in this situation, I feel, pile number one, is a sense of surrender. You know, with the Death card, we can feel that sense of surrender. It's like we want to fight for the connection, but it's kind of going nowhere with the Seven of Pentacles. And I'm also getting the word odd man out. So somebody feels like they're the odd man out, that they could keep fighting in this connection, but they're kind of the odd man out or odd woman out, you know? And there is something here with this Strength card about like surrendering, but also not giving up, you know? And I think that's something that's been heavy on your mind. Do I surrender? Is that giving up if I surrender because I don't want to give up, because I believe in this connection, you know? And you know, like what's out there is maybe like, you know, if you're thinking of going back to square one and starting over with someone new, or getting back out there into the dating pool again, or meeting new people, with the Five of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles, that can feel very overwhelming. You know, I think that can feel like, wow, you know, it's like starting over and I don't really want to give up, you know? And with Scorpio and facing the King of Wands, there can be this situation of, I don't want to give up, you know? and we've made it through the hard times together, so I don't want to give up, right? And I do think in this situation, you and this person are going to need a lot of stamina to get through the challenges that you're facing. You know, are you up for it? And will this other person throw in the towel and give up? Or, you know, the Three of Wands is like recommitting and saying, you know what, I'm going to try again. I'm going to try again. And I'm going to give this another shot. And the sense of stamina around that, you know, the Three of Wands is the sun in Aries, you know, so it's like the sun with the Emperor, and it's like, I can do this. I can conquer this. I can do this. I can make this happen. You know, I'm waiting a little bit, but I know we could do this, right? It's like giving yourself a pep talk. And, you know, and I can see there's a lot of struggles and challenges that you and this person have faced or may face together, okay? And the whole thing is, even when it gets tiring, even when it feels like it's going nowhere, are you both committed to not giving up, right? Are you both committed? Can you both stay committed to that energy? Or does someone throw in the towel because it's just too hard, you know? And I mean, obviously, I can't predict what other people are gonna do because they have their own free will, right? It's not like up for me to say that as a reader, but I do see that, you know, there's a lot of back and forth of, oh, we can try again, and we could be in this energy together again, and we could, because the Five of Pentacles is talking about people like wanting to build, or the Five of Wands, wanting to build a pentacle, like they're trying to build a pentacle with the Five Wands, and they're arguing about how they should do that, how they should go about doing that. And there is this sense of like things being really excited, then not being able to, you know, not being able to agree on how to do things. I kind of feel as well, pile number one, okay? I'm getting the name Justine as well, or like Justine, or like I said in the beginning of the reading, the J names. I'm also getting the name Gloria, or the G names. I'm also getting Flora, which could be like flowers, or flora, like bacteria in your gut as well too, like flora, fauna, flora and fauna, or flowers and flowers in the outdoors. What's flora and fauna? I think it's like flowers in the outdoors, right? But anyway, pile number one, what I see here is, you know, having to face up to the fact that, yeah, this may not, you know, we may not be together, you know, again, right? But not wanting to give up and wanting to fight that. But in the process of doing that, becoming very, you know, and the Seven of Pentacles is that Lord of failure, you know, and it can be where it's just like, well, whelp, you know, there's, I don't know if some of you say whelp or you write whelp, W-E-L-P, whelp. This is about all I can do in this situation, right? And I do feel it's going to take both of you to commit to this situation. And also, if somebody here feels like they don't like to be controlled, is also what I'm getting with Death and the King of Wands. Like maybe somebody's wanting to control the situation, but every time you try to control the situation, it just, you know, it's like butting heads is also what I'm getting here, is a sense of butting heads. So we're gonna have to let go of that and let things be, let them play out, and be patient to see if you and this person can be together again, because I do feel like there's some, you know, or be together someday, because I do feel like there's some butting heads going on here as well. And let's see what else we have here with the Oracle cards. We have find balance. Yeah, Two of Pentacles. Needing to find, like, meeting on the same ground, needing to find balance with one another. It feels like maybe you two can be demanding with each other sometime, or someone in this scenario can be quite demanding and the other person doesn't like it. They don't like to be controlled. They're very independent. They maybe want to do things their own way. And then the other person is left going, well, like, I'm the odd man out now. What do I do, right? And there is something here about surrender and finding balance. We have card 20 and innovation with new creations. And that's coming out under the 3 of Wands. So it's almost like needing a reset and needing to let people be who they are, right? Not trying to control the outcome. And I like it's next to this finding balance card, the 2 of Pentacles, which traditionally in the Rider-Waite deck is like a guy who looks like he's juggling 2 pentacles. And here you can see her hands, and you can see on one side there's this, and on the other side there's that, right? And yeah, so balancing that, we have card 2 and card 20. You know, the number 2 is that energy of union and balance and finding balance with each other. Instead of one person trying to own or control the other person, or making demands on the other person, or being controlling, or, you know, not wanting to, you know, or maybe like a stubborn insistence that this is the way that I want to do it and you need to do it this way too, right? And thinking of a new way, right? With innovation, it's like, let's think of a new way to do something here. Let's refresh. Like with the lime green tea light, let's refresh. Let's think of a new way. It says impatience, they will be back just like that. Wow, impatient. So have you been impatient with this person, pile number 1, waiting for this person to make up their mind? Or, you know, have you need to back off a little bit and find some balance and go pursue some of your goals and the things that you've been working on? And have you been a little bit demanding or impatient, right? And that's what this is seeing here. You can see the 2 couple, they are together. They are in each other's arms again. I think impatience and direct challenge and being demanding is something that throws the energy off in this connection. Pile number 1, and it seems to kind of like go nowhere, you know, like when that happens, things are not moving, they're not going, right? And the Strength card is about overcoming something. So overcoming that impatience and need to control. We have balance the mind, stop wasting time. All right, with the 7 of Pentacles, balance the mind, stop wasting time, pile number 1. So maybe you've been back and forth, talking a lot about balance with this 2 of Pentacles and innovation. And we see all the clocks here, and we see like a clock like ticking in your head, right? And it's saying if there are things that you want to work on, goals that you want to pursue, things that you want to do, even physically, like with your body, or things that you're wanting to work on, because it is the 7 of Pentacles here, like stop wasting time, stop procrastinating, because it's just making you, if there are goals, if there's things that you want to get done, but you're not because you're worrying about this situation and you're trying to, you know, force an outcome before it's ready. Spirit is saying, you know, mind your business. Okay, pile number 1, mind your business. And we have gardenia and uplift. So, you know, there is this energy of, well, and it's funny because I mentioned flowers earlier, and then you have the gardenia. There is something here about needing to uplift your spirits and kind of control your own need to want to influence this situation, right? And I think once you let go of that, I think your spirits are going to be uplifted, right? And one thing I learned recently with the Strength card, I don't know, for those of you that have studied the Heros Gamos or the divine, you know, like the alchemical marriage or the divine marriage, that the Strength card represents the joining of the god and the goddess. So in that case, you know, yeah, I think it's a beautiful thing and it's uplifting and it's wonderful, right? But you can't be overbearing. You can't like be too overbearing with it, is also what I'm getting. Relax, don't be impatient, okay? We have there's something better. Okay, you know what? There's something better. So there's something better than what you've been doing lately is also what I feel. And look at this bouquet of flowers here that she's kind of offering. And I love this gardenia with the flowers. It's so pretty. There's something better, okay? There's something better. And I feel like that's with the 3 of Wands here. You know, there's something better than demanding answers, demanding, you know, being demanding or controlling or getting really frustrated or bent out of shape. There's something better for you than that. To balance your mind, stop wasting time. We have discipline. Yeah, for sure. With the 5 of Wands and The Seven of Pentacles, those are two Saturn cards, Saturn in Leo, Saturn in Taurus. So definitely needing to discipline yourself and pull back your energy a little bit when you're feeling anxious. Maybe you're feeling anxious or you're feeling impatient or frustrated with this connection, okay? It's almost like you have to be the one to discipline your mind. You have to be the one to kind of hold off and hold back, because you know, you can't literally force something into being, right? So in the meantime, let's stop wasting time. Let's balance our minds. Let's uplift our spirits. Let's innovate and think of what else we can do with our time, because it says just like that, you know, they will be back just like that. Okay. So this person will be back. Even if it's been like, you know, feeling like, oh, they're not going to come back. And you guys may be dealing with doubt with the Seven of Pentacles, or maybe you've been left out before, or like odd man or odd woman standing and feeling left out of things. And so that might be kind of a trigger for you, pile number one, but there's something here about gaining greater discipline over your thoughts and your daily activities as well, with all this Saturn energy and what you're putting your energy into. Definitely starting to put things in a healthy way that uplift your spirits instead of like worrying and controlling, right? And it says, I can accomplish what I set my mind to, right? And that's the Three of Wands. I can accomplish what I can set my mind to. The thing is I feel you've been feeding your energy into a black hole, okay, in a way, pile number one. Like when you give your energy, all your passion, all your drive, all your stamina, when you put that into only one avenue and you feel like it's not paying off, maybe you become despondent, or you're just like, you know, it distracts you, okay? And so Spirit is saying here, it's time to be more disciplined and think of better things, innovate, think of better things to do with your time and energy while this situation kind of plays out, because I don't think you can force this person into your life. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta let it play out a little bit here. So I know that might even be a frustrating message, and you're like, ugh, Natalie, I know, you know, it may be kind of a frustrating message for you, but the gears are turning. I think, you know, maybe you've been understanding some of this yourself already. The gears have been turning and you're like, you know what? I've come to realize that it's futile for me to continue to lament on this situation. I do need to get better discipline over my thoughts, and, you know, and I need to move forward, right? So instead of holding myself back. So yeah, I mean, the answer is just like that, they will be back, okay? So I think, yeah, you may well be together with them someday, or at least they're gonna come back into your energy field again, or you'll hear from them again, right? But the temptation for you guys is, you know, when that happens, don't immediately jump on it and go back to the same, you know, like the same flow of energy that you were in with this person before, because you know where it leads, right? But I feel like with the Strength card, you're learning your lesson and you're gaining some mastery over some of this, you know, like headstrong, I'll take you on, Three of Wands, Five of Wands, and then feeling like nothing is going anywhere. I feel like hopefully you're going to gain some, you know, you're going to gain some control over that yourself, okay? So thank you so much, pile number one. I hope that that reading was helpful to you. I hope you were able to get a good message out of that. And we will take it to your extended reading next. If you want to follow me to Vimeo, we'll go deeper into the reading, okay? So let's go ahead and get into pile number two. Let's do it. All right. For pile number two, I'm ringing the bell for you, pile number two. Let's go ahead and get into it. Pile number two, welcome to your reading. You chose the purple tea light, and today's reading is called Will We Be Together Someday? This is a subscriber request reading. Thank you for asking the question. A few people have been asking me this question as will we be together someday? Okay. So we're going to take a look at the question, and oftentimes, like even in pile one, we kind of really, I think in asking this question, it's maybe even less about that person and more about you and where you're at. but we will get into this connection and that person as well, pile number 2. So if you want to join me on the Vimeo reading, the extended reading after this reading, there'll be a link in my description box below to go to that. Spirit is showing me a racetrack or cars driving really fast, or like drag racing, or even that checkered flag that they show in the beginning when they're doing like, it's so funny because I was watching, I started to watch that Talladega Nights or whatever it's called on Netflix again. This was a while back, you know, and I got like a few minutes into the movie and I was like, nah, you know, but but maybe you like that racetrack or that, or, you know, or going to Vegas and putting some money down. I once went to I think we went to it. It was my sister wanted to go to it. It was a horse race in Hong Kong. But a lot of people don't like that stuff because of the way the animals are treated too, okay? So I don't think we actually went. We were gonna go, but then anyway, pile number 2. Maybe somehow these details have to do, like Hong Kong as a place, horse racing, car racing, you know, Talladega Nights, you know, whatever I said there, pile number 2. Spirit is also showing me Paul Bunyan, or PB, or the initials PB. Maybe someone has the name Paul, or somebody has a bunion or foot stuff going on, but I'm seeing the word Paul Bunyan, and or maybe somebody just wants a sexy lumberjack to come into their life, okay? So we are gonna go ahead and get into the energy pile number 2. Let's do it and see, will you be together with them someday? We have the Knight of Cups. So romantic looking. This Knight of Cups is like, wee. We have the Hanged Man, okay? We have the 9 of Wands. We have the 6 of Cups. We have the 10 of Pentacles. And we have the Ace of Pentacles. I can do it. Look, Ma, no hands. The Hangman, okay? Let's see. Let's get all the cards out and see what we get. We have the Moon and Confront, okay? So confronting these feelings like I'll always be alone, I'll always have to stand on my own, or I'm also getting a shark, like the shark fin, or the shark, you know how the shark fin is like out of the water. We have clarity, planning, and releasing illusion. So confronting and releasing illusions, you know, that's so true with the Hangman and the Knight of Cups. And this Knight of Cups to me feels a little bit immature, you know, it's like, oh, and look, there's the shark fin that I was seeing. And it's so funny because this hat was reminding me of the shark fin. And I'm also seeing the word okay in the background here too, or maybe the initials O and K. Or okra. Isn't okra a vegetable? But I feel like this Knight of Cups is pretty idealistic. You know, look at the bubbly hearts, the water. I mean, there's a shark swimming right underneath him, but he's like, I love you, you know, I love you, baby. If it's quite all right, I need you, baby. Right throughout the lonely nights, although the shark is swimming underneath me, dangerously close to my feet, you know, and this cat is also hanging onto the broomstick, trying to swat at one of the hearts, swat at it, you know, yeah, like playful energy. All right, like, we don't want to, in this reading pile number 2, we don't want to kill your playful spirit, okay? But I do think you're having to confront some issues in your life about, you know, like illusions, right? And is something actually real? And maybe falling for people that, and being very romantic or getting sucked into things like a romance novel, ooh la la, right? But what's real? You know, what's actually real and what you can actually count on, and what, you know, what isn't just a pile of hot garbage, you know, but what's actually, what's a fantasy that we've invented about something in our heads, you know, because we're romantic, we're poetic, we're emotional. The Knight of Cups is very creative, and it's like, you know, with my heart, I offer you, right? But it's also just sometimes like anything for love, I feel like too, even though there's a shark and my cat's hanging off this broomstick and, you know, yeah. He's like not giving up. He's like, I've got the Holy Grail, he or she, right? Because the Knight of Cups doesn't have to be a man or a woman, but like, you know, I've got the Holy Grail. I know what it is that I want, right? I feel it with all my being that this is my person and this is who I belong with, right? But the Hangman, you know, in this picture, she's actually tied to her broom by her ankles and her hands are locked, okay? So it's like no more casting spells, no more fun. Now I'm in the reality that this isn't going anywhere, or did I just make this all up in my head? Or now I'm suffering, right? Now I'm suffering because of my like romantic fantasies, you know? And maybe sometimes you feel like you invent this kind of thing in your head with someone where it's going to be, oh, it's going to be this, it's going to be that, it's going to be, you know, everything. And with this moon card and confronting, you know, I think you're having to confront like your own illusions about things, you know, and what's real and what isn't real. And, you know, but I do see here through this number 5 clarity, you're releasing this illusion. And on her head is now a hawk, okay? And her face is very determined. So maybe you were like that when you were younger, or maybe you've been with some people where you felt it was like, woo, you know, I love you, baby, if it's quite all right, right? But then you realize, did I just make all this up in my head, right? Now I feel like your mind is very illuminated and you're seeing things for what they are, and you're very sharp now, and you don't want to be stuck in illusion. It's like, you know, your romantic fantasies about who a person is or who they were, you see it for what it is now, right? You see it for what it is, and how maybe in the past you were believing in things that were kind of immobilizing you in a way, okay? And I feel you have like a vast, you know, like maybe you get certain dreams or certain intuitions about people as well, and you're like, it's a sign, right? Or maybe you used to tell yourself that a lot, and now you need more concrete proof. Like with the 10 of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles, it's like, I need more concrete proof now. I need more, like, I need more reciprocation. 6 of Cups. I really need to see, you know, what the deal is here, or I'm not gonna be like sitting around waiting for this forever. I really need like active participation, right? So we have, when gifts are placed under the tree, expect extra company. Oh my God. Well, this is Christmas time, or maybe some of you have a birthday coming up, or you're a Libra, right? Because Libras, you guys have your birthday. I mean, we're in Virgo season now, but this card with the pinks and the glitter and stuff is really reminding me of Libra season too. Maybe it's your birthday that's coming up in the next couple months, but something is manifesting by Christmas time, and something is going to be, you know, more clear in the month of December, all right? Or, you know, what is it right now? So it's September, October, November, so like 3 to 4 months, okay? It looks like maybe you will see this person, or you have plans to see this person, or things are gonna become very clear around this time, all right? And you know, the holidays have a way of doing that, because it's like, well, if somebody doesn't reach out on the holidays, or they don't say hello, or they don't, you know, or maybe they don't get a gift, or even on your birthday, right? Like if somebody doesn't reach out and doesn't, in the 6 of Cups here, he's giving her flowers. He's giving her this little, you know, this beautiful little thing of flowers. And look at the cat. The cat's like, yeah, 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 you know, like, this is fun, rather than falling off the broom. And you know, if somebody doesn't reach out to us on our birthday or on a holiday that's important to us, we can tell, like you can tell. And I've had that happen to people that I know in the past, where they were on and off with someone, but they didn't reach out. That person didn't reach out on their birthday or on Christmas. And it's like, well, okay, like you don't really care about me then. That's fucked up, you know? And I think, you know, there with this 9 of Wands here, you see her with the wand, and she's ditched her witch's hat, and she basically has a bunch of wands around her that have fallen around her. And it looks like, you know, it almost looks like someone tried to, I'm seeing a fox here too, for those of you that are into foxes, or you've become a lot more aware now. And you can see that the charge of these other wands are around her, and they're like sizzling and smoking, but they're on the ground. It's like, you know, the sizzle or the charge, or it's like learning lessons too about, you know, the bandage on the head here with the 9 of Wands, like learning lessons about what we put our mental energy in, right? And saying like, if somebody isn't going to be there for me, like on my birthday or holidays, or like, how real is this then, you know? And I'm not going to accept this anymore. And I'm going to like destroy my own illusions almost, you know, if it doesn't, because I'm sick of believing in shit that doesn't amount to anything, is what I feel like some of you guys are saying here, okay? In divine time, things will align, all right? So yeah, I mean, in divine time, things are going to align, and when gifts are placed under the tree, expect company. So, you know, this whole thing, and, you know, Saturn energy with time, father time, Christmas time, Capricorn time, when the gifts are under the tree, that's the season of Capricorn. You know, and Capricorns are realists. I have a couple sisters who are Capricorns. It doesn't mean they don't fall crazy in love, but they're pragmatic, they're practical, you know. And you know, I feel like, you know, it's waiting for the right time. But I think waiting around in the past got you into trouble, pile number 2, and you know that, and you want something that you can feel tangibly, where people are putting in effort. 6 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, where, you know, somebody is really like, you know, really aligned with this energy of commitment. And for those of you that have kids, or those of you that have, you know, a family, or you want to have kids or a family, I mean, it's also too, the 10 of Pentacles reminds me of that time of the year, like Christmas time, right? Or that time of the year when everyone's together, where the whole family's together, right? And, you know, and we can finally enjoy each other's company, and everyone's happy, and even the dog's happy, the cat's happy, everyone's happy, all right? And there's actual meaning behind something. There's actual commitment and meaning, okay? And that's what you guys want to see now, okay? You're done. You're done with the days where where something isn't tangible and it can't be felt, you know. And I do think you're gonna have an opportunity to, because the Ace of Pentacles are about an opportunity in the physical 3D world, you know. I think you're gonna have an opportunity to align to some really good energy around, you know, coming up in the next couple of months, around your birthday or around Christmas time or the holiday time. I think you're going to feel, you know, safe, kept, cared for. You're gonna feel that sense of devotion, is what I feel, okay? And that's what, you know, the real thing is anyway, because, you know, ain't nothing better than the real thing, right? Pile number 2, it's not just fantasies in the head. Like, there actually has to be a commitment to put in the effort, to see one another, to reach out on important occasions, or to say sorry if someone wasn't able to, but then says, hey, I'm sorry, you know? I mean, words mean something, but actions speak louder than words, right? So that's what I think you guys are in the energy of. And I do think, you know, there is a possibility. Let's get the more cards out here. We have water and emotions. Yeah, so, you know, I mean, I feel like with the Hangman, the Moon, and the Knight of Cups, you're an emotional person, and you're always going, even if you are like, I need to see concrete truth, I need to see reality in front of my face, I need to see some evidence that this person cares, otherwise I'm not just gonna, you know. But at the same time, I know you hold on to the emotion, you know, like you hold on, and you're looking to see that someone's emotionally committed to you, right? We could have Capricorn, Scorpio, Pisces, Virgo energy in this reading. But I feel like, you know, it doesn't mean that you don't have feelings or that you've cut off your feelings, all right? And I do think that there are feelings, all right, between you and this person. There definitely is a feeling and a want and a desire to be together. There really is, I feel like, pile number 2, okay? There is that, and it's shared. And I do feel like there is a want or a need to someday be together here. I think you just don't want to get too far down the rabbit hole, which I understand. And Spirit just showed me candy canes, which, you know, candy canes to me are like, I mean, her leggings remind me of candy canes too, but that's like Christmas time, you know? So I do think there's going to be some opening of the energy for you with this person. We have within the next few months, oh my God, like I said, 3 to 4 months. All right. And I'm, you know, this reminds me of Led Zeppelin and the Stairway to Heaven, and I'm climbing the stairway to heaven, right? Isn't that like an 11-minute song? It's like a really, I don't know, because I'm not like a super like Led Zeppelin. Isn't Jimmy Page Led Zeppelin? Maybe somebody here has the name Jimmy, or there's a Page or a Jimmy involved in this situation. But you know, I'm climbing the stairway to heaven, right? Within the next few months, all right? And I feel like it's not that I don't feel like the pile number 1 was a little more impatient about things. I don't feel like with you guys, it's impatience. You just want to see real effort, you know, like making a plan, Ace of Pentacles, you know, 6 of Cups, reciprocating the energy. It's your birthday, you know, interactions that have deeper meaning, that are filled with care and concern, you know, real things, right? Pile number 2. And within the next couple of months, something is going to happen here. Okay. Yeah, you guys, denial. And I feel like that's something that you guys want to avoid, is staying in willful denial about something when it isn't deemed to be real. Okay. It says, I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness, right? This clarity, this insight of awareness. And I feel like sometimes the clarity for you has come at a cost, okay? I'm also getting the S names, or the names like Samantha or Sam, but I feel like this clarity has come at a cost and a price, but you'd rather be in the know. You'd rather know the truth and bet on something that's real. You know, if I was a betting man, I'd want to bet on the 10 of Pentacles, right? That's something real that we can count on, that, you know, that we know, and the 6 of Cups, right? But I think what you guys are, you know, the fear that's there, because it says, I acknowledge my fear, that I'm in denial, that I think this is like, you know, another situation where I'm going to be left, you know, where I'm going to be left going, well, what happened here? And why was this all in my head? And what was I thinking, right? And confronting that denial. Okay, and I just have to say, here, pile number 2, because I am getting this, and this is a general reading, okay? So I feel like there's 2 paths here. I feel like some of you are going to get clarity on this situation, and you may realize, because they didn't call you on your birthday, because they didn't reach out, because they weren't there for you, you're gonna realize, I don't even care, like, if this person thinks that we will be together someday, because I don't want to be with that. I don't want that, you know? I feel like some of you are going to say that, and you're going to meet someone new within the next 3 to 4 months, and, you know, expect a gift under the tree, okay? So I feel like some of you are going to take what I've said here, or you realize this already, or your birthday's already passed, and you're like, you know, this person didn't wish me a happy birthday. They didn't, you know, they're not actively being in my life. They're not actively showing that they care, you know? And for those of you that have someone that has been around your energy, and they do make efforts, they may get you a gift, or tell you happy birthday, or celebrate with you, or want to celebrate with you, you know, or call you, or whatever it is. They're showing you're on their mind. They care. And there may be plans in the next 3 to 4 months for you and this person to actually see each other and meet again, okay? But it's a general reading, so it's a bit of a choose your own adventure, but I do think that clarity is there for you now, pile number 2, and you no longer want to be in denial. And for those of you where you realize, actually, I mean, based on the way they've acted, I don't even want that. I do think for some of you, you are going to have a new person in the next 3 to 4 months, okay? Because you're out of that denial, right? When we give up like some of those you know, foolish obsessions, maybe as we would call them. And I don't want to kill your romantic spirit, pile number 2. I'm like gesturing wildly right now. I don't want to kill your romantic spirit because I think you have that in you, and you have the ability to be in a committed connection, and you have a lot to give, you know, and a lot to receive as well. And I think you have potential for that, you know, but I think you've given up on some of these, you know. I think Jewel has a song, you know, the musician Jewel, I think she has that song, Foolish Games, right? Foolish Games. So yeah, I don't think you're down for that anymore. And I don't think you want to be in the denial. So you're all on different timelines, but I think you get what I'm saying, pile number 2. And depending on how your situation is going, does that person acknowledge you? Are they there? Do they show up? Do they celebrate you? Are they there with you? Do they make a plan to be with you? A real concrete plan? You know, we're in September, so it's probably not too early to make a plan for the holiday or a way to see each other. A lot of people have time off during that time of the year. So, you know, to be together on New Year's Eve or whatever, right? Like there needs to be a plan with the Ace of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles. We need to get from A to Z. And yeah, otherwise, like, what's the point, you know? So I feel you guys are definitely understanding that, pile number 2. And I'm getting the Z names too, like Zaria, Z-A-R-A, or names that end in R-I-A, A-R-I-A, like Maria or Zaria, but I'm definitely getting the Z names, something with a Z, okay? Maybe it's your last name or first name, but that's what I'm getting, pile number 2, okay? So thank you so much, and I'm so glad you came to your reading. I feel your reading was very clear. This was pretty straightforward for me to understand, and I hope that you got some good info from it. If you'd like to follow me to the extended reading, and we'll go deeper into your situation, pile number 2, and see what Spirit wants to bring forward for you, you can follow the link to my extended reading below. Okay, so let's go ahead and move into pile number 3. Let's do it. Take a drink of water. All right. Okay. Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. You chose the yellow tea light, and today's question is, will we be together someday? This is a subscriber request reading. Thank you for suggesting that. And couple people have actually mentioned it. So we are going to go ahead and get into the energy, pile number 3. I was feeling a little bit nervous, and I suppose it's a little nerve-wracking when you ask this type of question. And of course, you know, everyone has free will and energy can change and shift. So we just want to preface that with what we're doing here. And also too, if you want to follow me to the extended reading, there will be a link in my description box below if you feel called to go there. Let's go ahead and see what Spirit is giving me, like black licorice. I just did a reading on candy anyway, but black licorice, and brought up the fact that Jameson, there's some shots, or not Jameson. What's the shot that tastes like black licorice? I know there's a shot like of alcohol that tastes like that. Anyway, interesting. Okay, maybe you like the color black, pile number 3, which is funny because you have a yellow tea light, and you know, yellow is like opposite kind of black, but in opposites we find, you know, we find the truth in the light. Let's see what else I can get here. I'm getting the A names like Amanda. Let's see what else I get. I'm also getting the word aftercare. All right. So maybe some of you guys work in the medical field, or some type of a practitioner, or maybe you like, you know, a little bit of aftercare with your, you know, with your sexy time, pile number 3. Aftercare. Maybe there's a need to be held, all right, or to leave time and space for that aftercare after being really physical. Okay, let's see what else Spirit can give me. Volleyball net. All right, maybe some of you have played volleyball, or you did when you were younger, or something about a volleyball net. What else, Spirit, can you show me? Spirit is giving me a can of soup. All right, maybe some of you guys, still kind of hot out. I don't know who's eating soup, but it is, we are getting into those fall those fall months. I do love soup. I don't know about you, pile number 3, but it's good stuff, okay? Especially good, like if you're feeling a little upset to your tummy and you just want to have some broth or something too, that can be a light, or if you're fasting, right? Anyway, pile number 3, we're going down a path here, aren't we? We're going down a path. So let's go ahead and channel it in. Spirits, angels, and guides, please tap me into the energy of pile number 3 and the energy of the person they came here for. And let's find out, will we be together again someday? Will we be together someday? Maybe you haven't been together yet, but just will we be together someday? We have the 6 of Cups. We have the Elder of Cups. Okay, that's the Queen, I believe, in this deck. We have the Star, and we have Death. Okay. We have the Fool. All right, we have the Fool, and we have the Novice of Pentacles, which I believe is the Page of Pentacles. Okay. So, yeah, interesting. It's like I want it, even though it might not be the best for me, and I learned a valuable lesson from this whole thing, right? And having hope, even if you don't know where things are going to go or what's going to happen next. Let's get some other cards out here for you, pile number 3. We have the 3 of Cups, share the love, right? So love is never lost, and you certainly have a lot of loving energy around you, you know, you certainly do. And it may not feel like it, pile number 3. It may feel like your cup is empty right now. And, you know, and you really want to be with somebody who can take care of you, right? And you feel like I go in search of things, of these connections, and, you know, and it just, at the end of the day, it causes me a lot of pain, right? And I feel like some of you may be in kind of an ascension process right now with this Star card. I do feel like your higher self is having some messages here for you in this reading, okay? And we're going to share the love here. So let's see what else we get. Adjustment, looking back and moving forward. Looking back and moving forward. So, you know, I feel like the Star card is definitely moving forward. And that's coming out underneath. I feel like your higher self. Honestly, okay, let's look at more cards, pile number 3. This is the year it will be clear. New Year's. So New Year's Eve. This will be the year it will be clear. All right. Starting a new year, right? Starting 22, a new year. The Fool as well too, starting another year after New Year's, everything's going to be clear. We have 777. You guys, oh yeah, I knew it. You guys are going through unconditional love and starseed codes, your guides applauding you, the energy of 777, the energy of ascension. Absolutely. I was totally feeling that. And it's a brand new day, right? It's a brand new day. And you have this whole beautiful world in front of you, this whole new journey. I love that. I absolutely love that. And I see you learning a new skill as well, pile number 3. Okay, I really do. And it could, yeah, we have Toad and Adapt. Okay, so, and I feel like, you know, this could be you learning a lot of lessons through some of the connections that you've had with people. You know, we always, you know, to meet that Prince Charming, you got to kiss a couple toads, as they say. I mean, toads get a bad rap, right? Because it's like, you know, a lot of people are like, I don't want any other toads. Don't let, you know, but again, I don't think we can really, I mean, it's definitely forced you to look in the mirror at yourself and to grow through these experiences and to face the shadow and face any like demons from your past. Or it's really, you know, some of these relationships that you've had have forced you to kind of look at these things. And I do think it's been an important part of your spiritual evolution. Okay. And I'm going to get into the answer to your question here in a minute, but because I feel like I know what it is, but let's get the other cards out. We have Unlikely. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling. Okay, we have Happiness. I am aware that being happy means that I'm on the right path. Okay, and I do feel like maybe your path has felt, or your happiness maybe, and I see there's you know, I gotta say too, pile number 3, I feel like sometimes in the past, you've given to people that have drained your energy, or there could be Aries here too. There could be, I feel like there's an Aries that's kind of hiding behind you, even like an Aries or a Capricorn maybe, but you've given your love, your attention, your energy to others. Also the initials OBI or QBI are coming up here, but you've given your effort, your attention, your love to others. You've offered them your advice, your wisdom, your guidance, your support. You've rallied behind them. And you know, but at the same time, like, I do feel your inner child is needing to be fed. And I feel like you're sitting at, you know, I mean, you know, at Thanksgiving and Christmas where they put the single people at the table with all the other single people, and usually like it's a bunch of kids, it's like the kids table, you know, and that happens at weddings sometimes too. I see like sitting at the kids table a little bit here, or sitting, and not the kids are losers, pile number 3, but sitting at a table of losers is kind of what I feel like, you know, you've been doing. And I feel like you've been waiting to sort of, you know, fill your own cup back up with what you need here, okay? And your own inner child, your younger self waiting to kind of be fed here. I feel like some of you could have had parents that were very draining. I'm also seeing like those, you know, like those silver bullet, like trains, you know, the trains in city. Maybe some of you guys use trains to commute, or subway or whatever is also what I feel like I'm seeing here. But I feel like there's a need. You're like, I've been sitting at the loser table, giving my energy away to people that suck. And, you know, I'm drawn to how she has her legs closed too. I almost feel like you guys are like, sexually, I don't even want to give certain things away anymore because I need to, you know, focus on my own path. I think it's unlikely that you and this, and even before I drew this unlikely card, I also felt like it was a no. I don't think you're going to be with this person again. I think I think you learned a valuable lesson from this situation. I think your higher self is giving you major kudos for, you know, for what you've been through, and is also like, I feel like almost like your higher self is pointing at this person like, you know, it's the temptation or it's the devil or whatever, but, you know, you know, you're pushing beyond this, okay? And I think when you look back at what you learned, and it's not that I feel like sometimes maybe with this Fool, with her arms kind of open to the Death card, it's almost like Night of the Living Zombies, right? Da, 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 brains, 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 right? I feel like this Fool card is kind of like, you know, especially when it's Night of the Living Dead, like facing death, right? And yeah, just, you know, feeling like that. And with death, we could have Scorpio with the Fool. We could have Uranus or Aquarius energy going on here. We also, yeah, we have another Scorpio card, Aquarius with the Star. I feel like you guys are like, yeah, you know, and I see her releasing, instead of letting herself be blindfolded by this situation, I see her releasing the butterfly, which to me is like the transformation that's happening. No more blindfolds, no more giving your power away to men. I also feel, you know, you're a very powerful person, and pile number 3, and this is, you know, men or women, depending on who you date, right? It doesn't have to be men, because, you know, but I'm just saying, I am picking up on that for you. No more giving your power away to situations that don't serve you, all right? And no more giving your power away to certain people that are maybe afraid of your power, afraid of, you know, I think you're starting to understand that with this adjustment card, that if I literally have to keep changing myself constantly, or keep morphing into something new, to being like a chameleon, right? To kind of like live harmoniously with someone, or to be with someone, that isn't the answer, you know? That's not the answer. And I think you're becoming wise to the places where you gave too much in the past, and you overdid it, or you made too many concessions, or you made too many adjustments, right? And we have looking back and moving forward. So I think you're at a phase now where you've been looking back at the connections you've had in the past, where you've put your energy, where you've given your energy, where you've maybe gone back to something over and over and over, with the Fool turned towards the Death card, where you've like basically sometimes maybe even feeling like you kind of shot your own self in the foot a little bit, okay? And you're like, I'm not gonna do that anymore. And you do have so much love to share, I feel, pile number 3, but people need to share that love with you too, you know? And to me, this almost looks like a male hand reaching out here with this heart. Looks like a masculine hand to me. Like someone needs to share the love with you for once, okay? And you may have figured this out. You may have felt at times, you know, unloved, or felt like your heart was breaking, you know, and felt like, but you know, as we always say, the cracks are where the light comes in, you know, Rumi, and you can see this crack in the heart, in the heart here, and how the light is gonna come through that, all right? And about how you're gonna continue to share, you know, your heart with people, even if it hurts, because I mean, I feel you're gonna do it in a much more, I feel you've definitely learned some lessons here about yourself and about love. And I don't think you're gonna keep going back to the past. I think you're gonna move forward. And I think you will, in a positive sense, share your love with someone, okay? And it's through this understanding that you've gained that I feel you're going to meet the right person for you, all right? And, you know, maybe some of you have already met someone, or there's someone you feel is, you know, different from this person in the past that I'm speaking about. I feel like I'm speaking to someone a little bit in your past here. And you're wondering, you know, and I think maybe looking back at the past about what happened, and looking back and realizing where you gave too much of your energy, or you compromise too much, or you let people drain your power in certain situations. You're like, I don't want to do that ever again. Like, you know, even if I meet someone new, you know, and I think you're on the right path to understanding pile number 3. And I think you're at the right path to really looking at the mirror and looking at that boogeyman, you know, in the mirror, and understanding like, this is not something that I would like to, you know, this isn't something that I would like to continue to put my energy into. And I think after you've done that work and you've looked into that mirror, there's a whole basket of fruit behind you that's waiting for you to eat it, to see it, to hold it, to be with it, right? After you've done that real hard look in the mirror, I feel like you start to see, yeah, that, I don't need to be afraid of that anymore. I definitely learned my lesson, and I'm gonna keep growing, okay? Even if experiences have caused me to adapt and move in a new direction, I can't keep going back to the past, okay? With the Fool facing death, I can't keep going back to the past. It's not conducive to my happiness, okay? And dolphins, right? Ooh, I love the dolphins. The dolphins are in like a kaleidoscope here. And I'm seeing the letter A in the dolphins here. I'm seeing M, A-M. Yeah, I feel like, you know, this is you, the way that you look at things through this lens. It's like it's like, I want happiness for everyone. I want everyone to experience happiness and true joy. And there's an innocence, I feel, about you, pile number 3. And you know, where you've been kind of robbed of your happiness at times, when you've just kind of kept stubbornly maybe going back to something, or continuing to feed something energy, even astrally, even psychically, right? Where you continue to feed to something, even if it's not something that you would actually do in reality because you learned your lesson, okay? And I feel like you're looking through this magic kaleidoscope of these dolphins, and it's like, my happiness, I can just reach out and touch it. It's right there. And also dolphins traveling in pods, right? It's meeting other people that are like you. It's meeting other people that are on your frequency, on your level. And I also feel like some of you guys may meet someone who's like a morning person with the AM here, or something having to do with being happy in the morning and starting the day right, okay? And for those of you that have been going back to this person, or you have gone back in the past, or you've even just thought about it, I do think, you know, at the end of 2021, I think you're gonna make the decision that, you know, it's a new year, it's a new me, it's a new fucking, you know, some of you might not even like New Year's Eve, all right? Like with the death card here, New Year's Eve. I mean, I don't really like it. I'm getting the energy that some of you may not even like the big party or the big reset that comes on New Year's Eve, right? It could feel kind of fake, or, right, like the whole, like, faking it, like, oh, like cheersing, I'm so happy, it's a whole new year, right? This happiness card is like, you know, maybe questioning that a little bit with the death card, okay? But I also think that there is something very real this year for you about letting go of like 2020 and 2021 and moving into 2022. So try not to poo-poo it, okay? Pile number 3, if people are trying to share the love with you and be in the energy with you, it's a new year, it's a new, you know, like try to look through the lens of the kaleidoscope of the dolphins, try to be in that happiness. And yeah, and your guides are applauding you. I feel like your higher self is here and they're pointing out to you everything that you need to know and everything you need. And, you know, star seed codes, they are applauding you. 777, unconditional love. I feel like some of you, like, I'm so drawn to this travel and to feeling like I want to travel or go see new places, or like Ireland, Iceland, or the Northern Lights, or like some very like, even Sedona, I feel like here too, although Sedona doesn't really have water, but, and there's waterfalls here, but it does look like the Red Rocks too. I mean, I think this, embracing this unconditional love, right, is what Spirit is talking about, the dolphin codes, the unconditional love, the beat of the pulse of the heartbeat of Mother Earth. Like, I'm getting really hippy dippy right now here, pile number 3. But I feel like your reading isn't over, okay? I really do. I mean, in the sense that there's so much more untold story for you. There is so much more to discover, to learn, to grow. And I do feel like you guys, because I see a man here in the distance, and I do feel like some of you guys may meet someone who's very outdoorsy, or likes being outdoors, or likes to travel, or even has done some solo travel. Have you guys seen that show Virgin River on Netflix? Like, I think it's set in British Columbia. Beautiful scenery, beautiful, absolutely gorgeous scenery. And I feel like something like that for you is like very rejuvenating for you, that beautiful scenery, that open skyline. Yeah, and your guides applauding you, you know, and I do think you're gonna be ready for a new adventure come 2022, okay? And you've adapted a lot, you've given up a lot. I feel, pile number 3, like you've let go of things, you've given up, you've said, you know, I can do better than this, I'm gonna move on from this, etc. I'm gonna face, you know, my inner demons, etc. And yeah, and I think you're evolving through that process, okay? And the more you evolve spiritually, like sometimes it feels like the harder it can be to meet a partner who's on a similar path. But I do think with this 3 of Cups here and the 6 of Cups, the Queen of Cups, I do think there's some lovely energy that can come in for you even next year, okay? Like, I knew in 2020 for me, I knew 2020 was not going to be a love year for me. I just knew it intuitively. I was trying to force it. And then I met someone at the end of 2020, and 2021 just completely exploded into new territory for me. Completely. Okay. So, you know, like sometimes we know that. Sometimes it's like, you know, I know that's not, the energy is going to clear for me. And maybe you guys are on a similar cycle and you're like, yeah, 2021 wasn't the year for me, but I know 2022, I feel like something is moving and expanding and adapting in 2022. Okay. So 777 all the way home, pile number 3. I loved your reading. I hope that that resonated for you. I hope you got something out of it. And if you want to follow me to the extended reading, we're going to get deeper into the energy. We'll look more at this connection and what you can do to heal and what messages your guides and angels would like to give you. And I'm not even one of those that like wants to bang everyone over the head with a club and say, everyone has to heal, you know, and if you're not healed, like, F you, you know, like, I think that's so ridiculous. Like, you know, we kind of have this obsession with healing in our culture and then like waving it around like it's like we're so like, you know, oh, I healed, I'm so good now, you know. And I think as a culture we got to change that, you know, because sometimes we do go back to things because we're learning lessons and we're growing, and we need that to kind of, you know, open up our heart and move forward. Like, we don't know the whole story. We're given a sliver of the story on the earth plane. We've got like one sliver, you know, we don't have the whole story. We can't see, you know, we're not crossed over yet. We can't see how the whole puzzle piece fits together. But I do feel like pile number 3, like, you guys are quite advanced. You're learning some really deep lessons. You're working on your ascension. And so your heart is going to get cracked open. And there was something I watched online that said, not just something, but someone that I was watching what they were saying online, a spiritual teacher, and they were saying, you know, you can always tell the old souls because their hearts have been broken, you know, many, many times, right? And and I can resonate with you on that, pile number 3, okay? So if you want to join me on the extended reading, we'll go deeper into the energy. Thank you so much for being here today, everybody, and many blessings upon your path. Take care.